All right. Good morning. Good morning. Another wonderful, beautiful day, and so happy to be alive. Sunday Motivations with Kevin and Friends, brought to you by RMK Productions and 10 United, the podcast network. Our mission is through the power of voice to inspire, share experiences and perspectives using the framework of teaching and learning. Our purpose is hope, helping other people every day. We come together every Sunday at 9 a.m. With friends to share motivational quotes that somehow landed on us, and we give our interpretation, our perspectives on there, and then as a family, we go ahead and take our spin on it. So today, Samantha will be bringing the quote today. For some reason, I got divine intervention. Mother Teresa happens to be on her mind today. Uh, I would love to say I'm psychic, but I read the notes. But anyway, Bruce, welcome. Gomad, my partner in crime, business partner, little sister, Marjorie Phoenix. Hope everyone is safe through the storm. RMK Productions, we're about to have a good time. Samantha, the show is yours.
Wonderful. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me. Today, the quote that I picked for the Sunday was from Mother Teresa. And I want to really enlighten everybody a little bit more about her life and truly what it was about. Um, the public has a misunderstanding who she really was, what she was going through, and what she was really trying to attain in this life. Her life was absolutely just a miracle, and what she did was just divine, just divine. It was the seeking for love. Her quote today is, "The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread." Knowing Mother Teresa and what she went through in this lifetime and the struggles that she went through internally, that quote is astounding. You see, we think that Mother Teresa felt loved, so therefore she gave love. But actually, Mother Teresa felt forsaken by God. She felt that heaven has closed all doors, that there was a terrible separation between her and God. These writings were found in her journals after she passed away. She never felt love. It was the act of kindness that was her search for love. She had found that the act of kindness is what made people feel loved. So when she was serving these children in Calcutta, India, that were in the slums, it was that act of kindness that she was trying to show them that they are loved and they're not forsaken by God, even though she felt forsaken. Her search was for love. And it was through her acts of kindness that she found that love for other humans, for other beings, but she never felt loved by God. Christmas time is a really special time worldwide. And I always wondered why, just around the world, why the vibration of Christmas is lifted and everybody acted in kindness, not being pleasant. Don't mistake kindness for being pleasant. Being pleasant is opening a door. Being pleasant is just, being nice to somebody. It's not an act of kindness. An act of kindness is something that we do something for somebody selflessly. And that brings together, and that's what really brings us together in love, is those acts of kindness. At Christmas time, people are more kind. They are giving and they're doing things just out of being completely selfless, expecting nothing in return. And that's why Christmas is so valuable for the world to feel that vibration. So I bring forward the question today and even the act of encouragement. Instead of being just nice, be kind every day. find yourself in that energy of kindness, because that's when people feel loved and cared for. That's it.
Wow. Wow. Way to go. Way to go. Get hand claps, fingers, whatever. Um, uh, I, speechless. Bruce, anything?
I am, I enjoy words just from my mom playing Scrabble when I was growing up, and from making a habit of anytime I didn't know a word, I'd write it down. And when I got home, I'd look it up in the dictionary, which tells you a little bit about the years I grew up in. um, so I really have appreciation when we're very clear with our language, and that distinction between being nice and just being kind. That was very powerful.
Thank you. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. I'm glad that you mentioned the dictionary. This is, I looked up nice and kindness in the dictionary so I can get a very clear definition. But according to the dictionary, kindness is a noun, and it's used to identify the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. And that's not correct. That's what being nice is all about. That's what being pleasant is all about. Aristotle, Aristotle, if you go back a little bit further, Aristotle quotes, kindness is an emotion manifesting itself by the desire to help somebody in need without expecting anything in return.
That's how I define it.
Yes, Aristotle had it just perfect. So thank you so much. Marjorie?
I just love Mother Teresa. And I think that, her life, excuse me, we see her, this selfless woman that put everything aside, all the comforts, right, to go out and express love to the world, to the children, to people that needed it. And what she was doing was an expression of love. And we have this hunger for love. We have this need for love. And we can tell that we're living in a time right now where people are hungry for love. There are probably people who could not even identify love if it showed up in front. They have no clue, right? And I love how you were just talking about, kindness and being pleasant, and that season of giving. Christmas is like my favorite holiday. I'm a Christmas freak, right? But it's because of the memories that I had as a child, but also the feeling of giving. It's really about the spirit of giving, right? And not just the gifts, because that's a kind of act of love as well, but we get something from that. It's a natural human thing to give love. It is. And when it's not reciprocated, when it's not expressed, you can tell, because there is a void left in how we our behaviors and just the way we show up in the world. There's a lot of different types of toxic loves that are out there. There's conditional loves that a lot of us are so familiar with, that the little simple thing of who Mother Teresa was, most of us could not even imagine that. We can't. Because we're just surrounded by selfishness and conditional transactions in relationships, and unhealthiness of types of love. So I think I mentioned to you that when I was going through a dark time in my life, I turned to Mother Teresa's work. I turned to her words, because it sort of helped me self-reflect, and gave me an opportunity to look within and understand, even though I was going through something that felt a lot like hatred and this the total opposite of love. It helped me find a place where I could practice self-love, right? And where I could still continue to love others, even in this space of it not being reciprocated back. And I think you made a really great point, Samantha, when you said, she was hungry for love. This is why she expressed it to others, right? So it goes back to, what you put out, you will get in. And she got that because that's what the world need. And we still need that. So I think, it's a cliche and we really don't look at it as much as we should when we talk about love, because we see how the world operates in spite of that. But at the end of the day, if we all moved in that space like Mother Teresa, oh my gosh, what a world we would be living in.
I think that's an amazing take on an amazing person that put something amazing out into the world. You know, um, looking at the quote for what it is, and then thinking about the times and the space we're in right now. This world needs a lot of love. I've always said that if you can reach the heart of a person, you can change the mind and the view of the way that person looks at other people in other parts of the world. You know, Bruce and I share a personal experience with a young brother that passed, and we all share this personal experience with a brother by the name of John Lewis that was beaten to near death by a man that was basically, I won't say lost and confused, but trapped in an environment that he wasn't familiar with. And when he became familiar with his environment, many years later, the two embrace, because the hunger for freedom, equality, love, independence, and to unite people became greater than the current circumstances to oppress a certain generation or a certain class of people. So I too, Christmas is my favorite holiday. And you guys just gave me a great idea and something that I want to do. Um, Sprinkles, the true spirit of Christmas, is all about being kind, believing in yourself. It's a book that I hope everyone gets a chance to read. And what I'm going to think about doing afterwards is actually take one day and do a live event through RMK Productions and release the audiobook for that 1 hour and a half and let the world experience Sprinkles. But I got to ask, the president of our company if I can have permission to do so, because I'm putting it out there, Marjorie. But I hope and I pray, that people adapt this hashtag, find 1,000 reasons to be kind to someone. It takes very little effort to open up your heart to someone else. It takes very little effort to be able to free yourself without looking for a reward to help someone else. And we have no idea when we enter a person's certain space what they may be going through. We all have hard times, and we get to those hard times because other people allow us the space in order to just be vulnerable. And I think in this country right now we're vulnerable. We need to learn, and we need to grow, and we need to come together, and we need to value humanity. So, with that said, we're going to end this with just think about the quote Mother Teresa put out there. Samantha, if you don't mind rereading that quote again.
Absolutely. The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread. Mother Teresa.
And as my grandfather always said, when you get to a point to help someone else out, he says, reach one, teach one. And this is coming to an end. Another episode of Sunday Motivations with Samantha, Bruce, and Marjorie, all my friends. Fade to black.